Most of us are aware that poverty affects many people across the globe. However, what is focused on less is the impact such deprivation can have on pets. For instance, the staff behind one project that helps poor communities in South Africa were left heartbroken when they came across a disadvantaged dog covered in strange lumps. Yes, Johannesburg's community-led animal welfare, or CLAW, project aims to provide veterinary care for poverty-stricken communities that can't otherwise afford it. In fact, CLAW provides a number of services for animals, including emergency care, vaccinations, and pet owner education. After all, approximately 20% of Johannesburg's population is living in poverty. In addition, 40% of the city's residents live in inadequate housing. Therefore, there is no shortage of people and their pets needing CLAW's help. In September 2016, CLAW staff were working in one neighborhood in the capital when they came across a dog in need. This poor pooch had strange, cyst-like bumps all over her ears and face. The nasty-looking lumps almost resembled mange or another skin condition stray dogs often get. However, the reality of the canine's condition was much worse. "We are all in tears, but Dr. Marique has treated her and put her on a drip," wrote spokesperson for CLAW on its Facebook page September 2016. The post went on to reveal that the bumps on the dog, whose staff later named Belle, were in fact ticks. It seemed that the ticks had burrowed into her skin for so long that they were engorged to the size of small boils. Furthermore, the parasites had drained so much blood that the pooch had become anemic. Unfortunately, ticks can multiply very quickly, with one tick capable of laying thousands of eggs. Therefore, it only takes one tick, left to its own devices, to cause a severe infestation such as the one Belle faced. It's also possible for the parasite to live for years. And ticks don't just feast on animals' blood. They can also cause a number of diseases, including Lyme's disease and Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Certain tick bites can further severely impair a dog's nervous system and lead to paralysis. Fortunately, Belle's tick problem was still treatable, but there was no quick way to remove the hundreds of parasites that were literally draining the life out of her. After all, the vets didn't want to remove each one by hand because, with as many as Belle had, the procedure may have caused her to lose too much blood. So the vets simply applied an anti-tick spray and waited for the beast to fall off on their own time. Belle had also been given a rehydrating drip and took a course of antibiotics to aid her recovery. Of course, it was a slow process, but eventually Belle began to get better. And by that time, Belle's story had gained traction on social media. A post documenting her plight had since been shared more than 6,000 times. In fact, that's how Hannah Van Kaller came to learn about Belle's story. Whether it was the sad and hopeless eyes or the thought of how long she had to suffer with all those ticks, literally thousands of them, sucking the life out of her, something made me decide I had to go and see this dog, Van Kaller wrote in a post on the website Happy Tales. So Van Kaller made plans to visit little Belle as soon as possible. And as soon as she laid eyes on the desperate dog, her heart broke. Belle was lying still as death in her kennel, bearing the scars of her tick infestation. Seeing the pooch's broken spirit, Van Kaller reached out to comfort her. After learning that she was the first and only person to visit Belle, Van Kaller knew she had to do something to help. "I asked for the adoption papers," she wrote in the post for Happy Tales. And so, without even consulting her family, the kind-hearted stranger applied to take her new, four-legged friend home. It was a spontaneous and slightly risky decision, Van Kaller went on to admit, but this dog had stolen my heart and there was no going back. Fortunately, her application was accepted. So when Belle was fully recovered, Van Kaller would be the owner of a proud little dog. Before long, Belle was able to go home. However, the pup still needed to overcome some obstacles. For instance, having lost all of her confidence, the pooch was too scared to go outside, was wary of the stairs, and had to have her food and water placed in front of her before she'd eat or drink. As the weeks passed, though, Belle found her feet. Belle is practically a new dog, Van Kaller wrote on the Happy Tales website. She's no longer anemic, her kennel cough is gone, all the dead ticks and scabs have fallen off, and healthy jet black hair is growing over the scars. Belle has also been able to discover her naughty side. Yes, Van Kaller wrote that Belle loved running around in the garden, hiding her human sock and playing with her new doggy friends. Most importantly, though, Belle was experiencing love and happiness for the very first time. Although she's now busy enjoying all the things canines love to do, Belle still finds time to visit her rescuers at Claw. And those at the Animal Protection Organization couldn't be happier for the once down-and-out dog. Belle quite literally stole Hannah's heart within seconds of them meeting, and it has been a match made in heaven, the staff wrote on Facebook. However, Van Collar credited Belle with changing her life, rather than the other way around. With a little bit of love, Belle's happy, bouncy, and incredibly clumsy nature is now prominent, the owner gushed in her Happy Tales post. Belle has found her forever home, and what a blessing that is for us. One of the most incredible aspects of Belle's story was that, despite the thousands of shares on social media, Van Collar was the only person who inquired about adopting the sweet puppy. But, seeing Belle's new lease on life, clearly Van Collar was the right one.